But yeah, so Rick was telling the story the other day how he was at Atlanta, and I was running in the Busch Grand National Series for Bill Davis and driving a Ford, and he just happened to be there on a Saturday, which was pretty rare for him, and was walking to a suite along the side of the track and saw smoke rolling off the right rear tire of the car I was driving, and it made him stop and look and tell the people he's with, hey, let's see what's going on here. I think that he's got a tire going down, or he's blowing up, or something, they said. And I just kept going, and I'm still smoking the tire, and he's like, okay, this kid's gonna wreck, who is this? Or this driver's gonna wreck, who is this? And they say, oh, that's Jeff Gordon. You might know him from the Thursday night, Saturday Night Thunder. And so he's like, all right, let's keep watching. And I went on and won the race. And the next day, he happened to be here on campus at Hendrick Motorsports. And at that time, Jimmy Johnson was, who was running Hendrick Motorsports, the other Jimmy Johnson that we call him. And he walks into this office and he said, man, it's a shame. I think that Gordon kid has a deal with Ford. And so just so happened, one of my roommates, Andy Graves, who was working in the R&D and engineering department, happened to be sitting in there at that time when Rick said this. And he said, well, actually, this is Jeff's roommate. Maybe he could tell us what the deal is. And he said, I'll find out, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a deal next year, that locks him in with Ford. And of course, Andy came home and he says, hey, you're not going to believe this. I was in Jimmy Johnson's office and Rick Hendrick walked in and asked about you. And I think the next day or that week I was at Rick's office and we were talking about, hey, how do we get you to Hendrick Motorsports? At that time, there wasn't even a third team. It was a two-car operation with Ken Schrader and Ricky Rudd as a driver. So, I want to say that was March or April of 1992. And by the end of that year, I was driving in my first race as rookie and starting my career in 93 with Hendrick Motorsports. And from that point on, I guess the rest is history.